Hello and welcome back to Blake's Den and another video on my 1993 Peugeot 306 XLD, and in this video I'm going to tackle the rusty roof. So let's make a start. In the last video that I did on this, I welded up the C-pillar, so that's pretty solid now. But we've got quite a lot of rust in the roof that I need to look at. So there's lots of flaky bits of rust here. There's some under the light. There's some under this duct tape. There's a hole under this bit of duct tape. I should have really pulled this off beforehand. And there's lots of rust around by the aerial. So what I need to do, I just need to strip the paint back and just see what we're dealing with. So we'll make a start. With the duct tape off and the sunroof open, you can see I've got a few pinholes here. I've got just rust there. A massive hole here. Possibly another one here. The lip is all very crusty all the way around, and some under the light as well. So why I think this has happened, I think there's kind of been water sitting in here because somebody siliconed the sunroof shut. Sunroofs are supposed to leak, and in each corner you've got a drain which comes down, and this drain here, under here, was disconnected, so I reconnected that in the summer and it's been fine ever since. So I think that was just the problem all along. And I think there's also been water getting in by the light, and yeah, it's obviously rusty on the inside. I mean, the correct way to do this would be to replace the entire skin, but we aren't doing that. We're going to hit this, and we're going to hit it with some rust converter and hopefully salvage it. So let's make a start. So what I'm going to use is this, which is called a strip and clean disc. I don't really know what it's made out of. It might be fiberglass or something like that, but it's abrasive enough to take paint and rust off, but not cut through metal. And you'll see that as soon as I test it out. It's really good. I only found out about them recently. Yeah, they're really, really good. So, right, I'll set up the camera. I'll set to. Taking a quick break there for situation report. So lots of pinholes here, so I think we'll have to put a panel in here. Here, tiny bits of pinholes, but onto something solid underneath, so that'll be filler. This is the big one, but it's solid underneath. Again, it's going to be cut out an oblong rectangle, weld that in. Along the edge, it's not too bad. Over there, it's just filler again. But the problem I've got, I'm trying to take this light off the roof, and there's 3 bolts holding it on. 1 bolt, nylock nut on it. First one came off fine. Second one came off fine. Third one, the bolt head is just spinning and I can't get it off. So I'm just kind of stopped for a breaker whilst I work out my life choices and why I do these things. But once I've got that light off, I'll be able to have a proper look and see what the corrosion is around there. Right, finally got that other bolt out. Ended up having to break. It was already a bit broken, to be honest, but I ended up breaking the whole plastic assembly, and that's got the light off. So yeah, just surface rust under here. I'll hit it with a strip and clean. I sort of had a bit of a thought whilst I was doing this. Do I put this back on? Or do I get a magnetic light? And I can just pop the magnetic light on You know, one of those ones on a 12-volt cable where you just plug in. Because I'm not going to be needing the magnetic. I'm not going to be needing this going down the road. In fact, I believe it's illegal for me to turn it on. I'll only need it for shows. So I am tempted to weld these holes up, which shouldn't be too hard to do. I mean, they're quite small holes. I've got access from both sides, so I can actually put a bit of like copper or aluminium on the inside to really fill those full of weld and then grind them flush. Decisions. That roof cleaned back, it has uncovered a little pinhole here and some frilly bits, but again, I can weld that up. That's absolutely fine. So I am thinking about welding up that roof. It just eliminates a source of leaks, doesn't it, in the future? And having a magnetic light, I don't think it would detract from the style of a car. So, you know, I am keeping all the livery on. In case you don't know, it does say Liverpool Airport on the side. So, you know, that's going to give me 1 more miles per gallon and 1 mile an hour top speed, isn't it, taking that off? So 1 mile an hour more. Right, also, I've marked up these bits I'm going to cut out. They're really frilly bits. Rectangle shape. What I have noticed is below here there's like a frame, so I need to be very careful when I cut this, so you know, don't go super deep. And I believe there's another frame somewhere around here as well, so I'll do that. I mean, yeah, if this was an everyday car and you looked at this and you went, I'm just going to scrap this, you probably would, and I wouldn't blame you. But this is a Peugeot 306 XLD Phase 1. When did you last see a 306 Phase 1 on the road? Let me know in the comments below. Also as well, I think it's just, I just want to save it. You know, I've got, as I've said before, 2 minis. So if you want to see more of the minis, you know, subscribe to the channel and all of that good stuff. But like the level of rot on that white mini, I've had to put like brand new sills on it. It's had a new rear subframe, it's had welding on the boot floor, it's had a new rear valance, it's had a new wing on the passenger side, I've got new door skins to go on both sides of it, I've had welding on the floor. Yeah, it's like the amount of welding that needs compared to what that has had is negligible. You know, I could do all this welding in a day. So yeah. Right, anyway, enough waffling, I'm going to crack on. So I cut this panel off and I lifted it off and I'm like, oh my god, the whole car's rotten. No, it's not actually. All of this is just like the inner skin of the rusty bit. So yeah, yeah, it's all coming off, and then there's some like mastic or something there. So I think I'll get the shop vac on this and clean it up. Obviously, question somebody will say is, well, if it's rust here, there'll be rust here, and yeah, you're right, there will be, but there's no signs of rust coming through. So all I can do is clean it up the best I can, rust kill it the best I can, and try to get some kind of preventative treatment in on the inside to stop it rusting even more. Similar with this side as well, lots of flakiness, but actually it's all solid underneath. So I'll get the shop back out, we'll tidy that up, and then we'll do some rust prevention. I'm going to use some of this Built Amber Hydrate 80 rust killer. I've used it before on the minis, and it's like a blue stuff you put on and it turns black, and you just brush it on. The trick is, don't put your brush in the bottle because it will make everything in the bottle go off, and it ain't cheap. So I'm just gonna get everything covered in here the best I can, and I'm gonna do all of the little dimples on the roof. I'll do around by the light, I'll do the sunroofs around, basically dip the whole car in it, and yeah, we'll get all this rust neutralized. So I'll bring you back when that's done. There we go, all the areas are treated. So whilst that is going off, I'll make the repair panels to go in here and here. Fast forward 24 hours and all of the rust treatment has gone off, so he's gone like this blackish bluey colour. I've also made some repair panels to go in, so I made those, piece of paper, pressed on the shape, cut out the paper, transferred that to a sheet of 0.8mm thick Zinc, which is like a zinc coated steel but still weldable. Cut them out with my trusty tin snips, and now I've got 2 repair panels which will go in. They obviously need to be quite a good fit, and they're almost a bit of a too good fit at the moment, because like, you kind of get them in there and you can't get them back out again. But anyway, they'll sit in nice and flush, and then I'll be able to weld around. So before I weld, I want to coat the back of them, and I want to paint inside these holes with this stuff. So it's Bond Rust Primer. It's like a red oxide type paint. Really good. I've used it on the Minis, used it on my Land Rover. It does stop rust from coming back, so I'll get some of that on, and then we can think about welding. The paint is dried now. I've got my panels to go in, or sections to go in. Got this one in quite nicely, just held in with a couple of magnets. So I'm going to start welding these in. I'm going to try and film it on a time lapse. It's going to be a bit tricky to do, but basically I'm going to have to kind of tack it in, hammer it down flat in the corners, then just work my way around slowly. Obviously, if you were welding on a real car, this is a real car, but you'd want to protect your windscreen. Ideally, take it out. There's a minimum, like, put a wet fire blanket over it or something like that, and just have lots of wet material on here to take the heat out of it. And just don't, just take your time. Just like do a little bit, go to the other side, do a little bit. But obviously, my windows is, I think it's beyond saving. I think that's more than a chip repair. So, right, let's make a start. And hopefully, as you saw my time lapse, they're both welded up now. This one went really well. You could hear the window cracking as I was welding, with sparks coming off. Just seemed to be in the zone, really good. This one, terrible. I don't know if I hadn't cleaned it up enough or what, but couldn't get it to tack. And then when I did get it to tack, I was finding that as I put the heat in, it was causing this to warp. I don't know if it's just different proportions, but then I had a tack here which came off and then kind of went underneath, and then that was raising this plate up by enough, you could catch your hand on it. So I don't know where I remembered it from, but I kind of like cut in and cut it away and made it a bit wider, and that just allowed this bit just to raise up a bit and this bit just to drop down just a tiniest amount, but it was enough. I also got a bit of a ding in the roof here, I think, when I was trying to hammer off a weld or hammer it. It's going to need some filler, right? I'm not an expert fabricator. I don't pretend to be. I'm just a guy giving it a go who's got some mediocre skills. But yeah, it's always going to need some filler. So next job anyway, which I'm not doing tonight, I'll do another night because it's a school night. Grind this all flush, so it's like a hidden repair. So you won't see any of the welds sticking up whatsoever. It'll just be perfect. I will probably, when I do that, have to put some more welds on, because inevitably I'll find some holes. Some holes I can fill with filler, but I don't really want that. I want metal in there. So yeah, happy with that. Not done where the light was. I'll just do that off camera. I have bought another light, a remote controlled wireless magnetic light. So that'll be going on instead. Cool. Let's crack on. That's all the welds ground back. It's smooth, but not super smooth yet. There's a few areas where it needs a little bit more weld on, just where it hasn't quite taken. A few little holes to sort out. So I'm going to fire up the welder, I'll do that, and also as well I shall weld up the holes in the roof from where the roof light was. To weld up the roof, I've got a big welding magnet on the inside, but there's a hole cut out in the head lining here where the light was installed. And in between the magnet and the roof skin, I've got a piece of stainless steel, which is not weldable. Well, not weldable with a MIG. So because I've got that in there then now, I can then put weld into these holes and kind of fill them up, and basically slowly fill them up full of weld without the weld sort of pouring down at the inside and setting fire to the car. So I'm going to do that hole first. And then I'm going to work my way around, and I'm not going to film it because it's really awkward to get into position and the camera will be in the way. And then I'll bring you back, and then a similar thing, once these are filled up, grind them back, and then probably a bit of filler. I've ground all the welds back now, and I've tidied everything up, and I've just hit everything with a little bit of degreaser as well, and a little bit of brake clean. What I was just doing there was I just had the finger file out, and I was just tidying up some of this inner lip on the sunroof and just tidying it up a bit. So yeah, we're ready for some filler. Unfortunately, the filler I've got is off. So Mrs. Blakesden is currently out of the shops and she's going to pick me up some. So as soon as I've got that, we'll get a skimmer filler over this, skimmer filler over that, over the pinhole bits of the bits like that where it's coming away, around the roof over there. And I think I'll probably leave it as that as a video, because the paint I think it'll take forever to do. And is it by magic, my filler has now arrived. So I've mixed that up to a pea to a golf ball, as you do. So now I'm just going to put on filler over this and over all the other bits that need filler. And the trick is put as little on as possible, because the more you put on, the more you have to sand off. So yeah, I'm just gonna work my way around getting this all on. And that's the first coat of filler on. I'll have to sand it back. It'll probably take 2 or 3 just to get all the lumps and bumps out of it. But yeah, done over there. So yeah, looks good. Well, I'm going to leave the video there for now. I was hoping to get the paint done on the roof as well, but my back's hurting. I never rush it. The paint will look really bad, and the whole thing will probably look bad anyway, but I might as well take my time with the paint. So I'll do the paint in the next video. So if you've liked this video, don't forget to like the button, press the like button below, the thumbs up, comment on this video. I respond to all of my comments, and please consider subscribing to the channel too. It costs you absolutely nothing. Yeah, so in the next video we'll get all this filler sanded back, probably another coat of filler, sand it back, get everything cleaned up, we'll get ready to paint, and we'll just blitz it with paint. You know, remember, this is not full restoration. This is just, I'm doing the minimum to get it on the road safely. Now, I've probably even gone above and beyond with like filling in the holes on the roof and sorting this rust out. I didn't have to do that, but I knew that I might as well do that whilst the windscreen's knackered. If I put a new windscreen in and weld near it, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, that's that anyway. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.